You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV Celebrity Apprentice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV Celebrity Apprentice After Show.
Well, hello. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AfterBuzz show inside the AfterBuzz Studios for Celebrity Apprentice season. Yes, indeed.
Ooh, love that.
Season number 12 of the Celebrity Apprentice, episode number 11. The cheering just really got me excited. We are going to do all of that, but before we Bing and do it up, we'll say who we are for your listening pleasure. My name is Ronnie Jr. Well, hello. Next to me, I actually could just toss it to you and say,
yay!
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kimlai Yingling. So glad to be here.
The world loves you.
Hi guys, I'm Alina. This is going to be a good one.
Absolutely. And I'm a little, I don't want to say like shocked or just kind of, I think I watched it in a different way. I will say, and we'll get into all of it, Diana took a beating. And I know that sometimes in this show, people take a beating, they deserve it. So we'll kind of get into what everyone thinks about that, and we'll get our viewpoints and our comments on it. But Celebrity Apprentice did not disappoint. And actually, it was sort of a funnier episode. I felt like we laughed more than we did. I don't know what that means.
I don't know why.
It was funny and cringeworthy at the same time, right?
It's like when you get to season 11. Here's what it is. Maybe you get to season 11, episode 11, and there's so much history now within the episodes. Like so much is being built. So when somebody says, "Don't take it personal," or "It was more about the task. It wasn't about you," it's like it really was about you. It was about people's ticks, right?
Yeah.
So we obviously have a lot to say about that. But first, Elena wanted to talk to us about Alina Akram over there. Hello.
Yeah, you guys.
The entertainment producer, journalist, blogger, the whole thing. Just real quick, you know, she works real hard.
Thanks, Ronnie.
But she did want to tell us about iTunes, which we love, the comments.
Yeah, you guys, we just want to let you know that we really, really appreciate you guys going on to iTunes, rating us, commenting. You know, we do this for you guys, and all we ask for a return is a quick comment and a rate. I mean, also, if you could just shout us out to a friend. And you guys, we do appreciate the fans out there. Adrian at Watchtower Base.
What up, yo?
He's always shouting us out
We love
and
him.
watching. So you guys keep it up. And Adrian, tell some friends.
That's it. What a good episode. We'll get right into it. There was a lot to talk about, but one thing that I did notice right away.
Oh, good. We're going to get to that. Yes, go on.
This was, well, there was a lot of things. Diana was the one thing that was the most impactful, I think, of the entire episode.
Oh, I thought you were at the very top with Aubrey.
Oh, with Aubrey. Well, her first comment was, whether you like me or you hate me. What was it? Whether you like me or you hate me, I'm the reason we have the creative within the project.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was taking it at the very beginning when she talked about having the dead people around her bed at night.
Oh my gosh.
Well, her charity, she gave money to Glisten.
Oh, that was a little bit later, yeah.
Oh, no,
that's the beginning.
The very top.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so go ahead.
So she went and donated the $50,000 to Glisten. It was really nice to see her talk to the kids who got bullied and support them. And then the creepy comment.
Ron, I could not stop laughing, Ronnie, because Ronnie was like, "What? Did something happen?" I'm like,
"No,"
because he doesn't want to see anything bad, and we don't either. We don't either. But
no,
it was a little
real quick. The comment was
weird, just weird how she talked about, you know, in order to keep, you know, the fact that she was bullied in check, she does keep pictures of people who have died,
committed suicide,
so they're dead from being bullied, and it was wow. I mean, her bedroom must be. a happy
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just kind of.
It just sounded a little
no, I just
morbid.
feel like Aubrey is.
It just sounded morbid.
Yeah, it sounded
She's
more
passionate. She's
sounded
passionate.
more comedic to Kimlai over there than it did to me. You know, one thing about Aubrey, and this is what I you know particularly enjoy about her. She just says stuff that, and sometimes you know, as I said last week, and somebody commented on YouTube towards what I had said, how it is difficult to defend Aubrey sometimes. You know,
It is.
she sat here in the studio and she said it. All my fans, sometimes I give you guys a lot to have to defend me on. You know, she knows she's a wild child, but she's so good at selling her point. So we're sitting here doing an after show. We're talking about it, and we're saying, gosh, that is so weird. It's morbid. You laughed. You know, it was almost an interesting comment. But at the end of the day, it is for her charity, which is Glisten, and it does have to do with. Forgive me for not knowing the exact title, but I know it's the Gay Lesbian Education Straight Network. Possibly could be the entire. Whatever, I'll get to the computer and I'll look up the exact stats on it. But what it is saying is the kids that did get bullied to the point of committing suicide. So she's just, you know, I mean, obviously I talk so highly on Aubrey, but it is
It's a great cause.
but she was very loose-lipped today on today's episode.
I'll say. I know.
Where we were saying like. We'll get into all her stuff. But anyways, you're right, $50,000. So then they begin their task. There was some Twitter people talking about Aubrey wearing Spanx and whatnot. That was just funny.
Yes, Smiley Cats was texting, and he was like, "Oh, I've seen her in her Spanx twice." But she did look awfully thin.
She looked good today, yeah.
It looked really good. Spanx work.
Did you have a...
I'll actually wait till the message I got about Aubrey from one of the
no.
Celebrity Apprentice fans. I thought it was pretty funny, and it was appropriate for the episode.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of different feedback from the iTunes, from the YouTube, and even like the Twitter people.
Yeah.
They always appreciate our shout outs as well. So the product that we're dealing with here is Good Sam. And Marcus Lemonis is the representative. Yeah. So the task that the two teams need to do is the 90-second jingle.
Yes.
So the name of the episode is called Jingle All the Way Home. So if you're kind of like, what was that about? As we got to the task, Diana, she because you know English is her second language, and you know she assumed jingle meant like jingle all the way, like Christmas. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I just think that was a little interesting.
You guys, I bet you Debbie Gibson is wishing she was on the show right now.
Oh my God!
Oh, like
when
still
you
competing?
said that, I was cracking up.
Because this is a jingle. I mean, this is right up her alley, you know, because it's Debbie Gibson, and she can sing and she can write, and I bet you she's like, oh. This would have been the perfect. Really? Is Diana here? This would have been the perfect episode.
She was kicking herself out.
Real quick, Diana did, and she was in the boardroom 7 times throughout the whole season, so we know that obviously she's done stuff to warrant her to be looked at or on the chopping block or whatever. But I do want to say that it is important for me, and I don't know if you two agree with me as much, and I don't know where it's coming from, like this defense. Maybe I'm defending somebody who... What I like about Diana is she's taking it like a champ, you know? So even if she is the most ridiculous, out of line, I almost kind of like want to know what a Diana fan feels, because she really went through the ringer, and I just don't appreciate, not necessarily don't appreciate, but I don't like the comments when it has to do with her not knowing English. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to attack her, attack the way she works, which she did give you things to attack, but I feel like Lisa, as a whole, makes fun of her more so. And that's not my favorite thing.
I think Lisa takes it a little too far. Some of her comments are below the belt. It's unnecessary. But she makes
they were
really
both
strong.
doing it.
Yeah, she makes
Diana was
really
doing it
strong
too, though.
points, too.
The boardroom does it. I mean, and the only reason I even jumped ahead, because usually we don't jump ahead, I just wanted to at least say that initially, because I think what Diana's doing, and again, her charity has to do with, I believe, AIDS education within the Latino community, which I obviously think is a great thing. So I just want to at least defend her in that way.
And
Okay, she's defended.
Well, no, just to tell
Where's
the audience.
my judge? Gavel. She's
And move on.
defended.
Real quick, last comment is that I want to let the listening audience know that we're not, or at least me, I'm not like jumping on her as far as the sense that like she's a dumb girl, you know, because
no,
we're just judging off the tasks at hand.
And we're not judging her for the language barrier. Power to
Lisa
her.
is though, and that's what makes it tough.
Sometimes she is.
Yeah, she's not all
but
the
I
time.
think that's not the main reason they don't like her.
All right. Well, cool. Now that I said that. Oh, real quick, I can actually have Kimlai tell us about this new cool thing we have here at AfterBuzz, and then we'll get into project managers and all that.
You got it. Okay, you guys, all you listeners out there, we just want to let you know that we've got a great partnership going on with Amazon. And if you order anything from Amazon.com, go to AfterBuzz TV first, AfterBuzzTV.com. Click on the Amazon link and purchase everything through that link. It gives us a little bit of a kickback. You get what you want. Amazon gets what they want. So we want to just do a shout out to let you all know that we do have that link on AfterBuzzTV.com. So you must check it out.
America once again can't get enough of that. Thank you, Kimlai.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And I love it because I love to buy a lot of different things online.
Perfecto.
So I do it through
like my birthday gift.
My budget wasn't that big, so you don't really necessarily have anything nice, but you'll be happy with the shoes you got. So listen, Arsenio, I do say Arsenio very funny.
Yes. He's the project manager.
For Unanimous.
Yep.
We see initially like Aubrey comes out with tons of ideas as usual, and Teresa seems to want to participate, but she's just like, it's like the same storyline with this three. As long as it's going to be them three and no one's going to be voted out, it's going to be Teresa goofy, Aubrey just focused, or some would say overbearing. I mean, obviously I love it. And then Arsenio just kind of being the middle, you know.
You said it. Teresa's the floater. But it works for her.
Term, yeah.
This is working right now, though.
Because she's willing to work. She's not going to go against what they're saying. She is a hard worker. Mm-hmm. Arsenio tries to be a good leader, and he is, because he knows how to use his team effectively.
Today he did really good.
And then there's Aubrey, and we know her. She's creative. She's outgoing. And I just want to say this is a perfect opportunity. You guys will hear more about it as we talk about the task. I got a message from a fan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And she said... Her name was Benno. She messaged me and she goes, Aubrey is awesome, but also evil and conniving. Oh, and kind of slutty. And you guys will see what she was talking about as we keep talking about the show, you guys.
Right.
So I'm like, shout out to Benno. Thanks for the message. I think you were kind of on point. At least tonight.
With the slutty part,
you guys,
Well,
you know
just
what?
the costume.
Yeah. Well,
her.
We'll break down what actually led to that. And see, here was one thing that she does do. And again, Arsenio was the project manager, but Aubrey does ask she asks the questions. So I noticed from the other tasks too, she wants to take this chance. You know, let's not go the safe route. So she initially asked the guy from Good Sam, do you want it to be, I thought this was an interesting way to say it though. Do you want it to be catchy and like fun where people love? And she's intense, just like I am, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, or it's like those other jingles that you hear and they're like kind of boring. And again, here's where it's hard to defend Aubrey. You know, I love her, but it's like, I don't know that you should say like that.
She's a manipulator.
Well, it makes it tough because it makes it where this guy you're almost making him have to say, well, of course I don't want it boring.
Exactly.
Oh, great. Then we can do whatever.
She's a manipulator.
No, but
Master manipulator.
But you guys, it's smart.
And I was going to say, however, in this game, Aubrey's pimping it in that way, you know?
It is smart because if you're trying to get your idea conveyed, these are the guys that are going to tell you in which direction to go. And she is then going to know how far she can push this.
Right.
Which it's always good. Her ideas are always going to be outside of the box, which it's always better to ask to say I'm sorry after than to ask for permission to actually do something.
Right.
Just do it.
She always gets her way. She has to manipulate whatever. If she's not manipulating the project manager, she's going to do it.
Hey, and if there's
good manipulation, bad manipulation.
It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
We're using manipulation in a good way.
Well, and this is a game
she's getting her.
where you're fighting for your charity, and you know, I don't think the people at Glisten, I'm sure they appreciate what she's doing. You know, I don't think they're judging. They're happy she's bringing home.
I wouldn't judge if someone gave me a $50,000 check.
Well,
you could wear any type of skanky cheerleading outfit you wanted to wear.
I'm gonna have to win like Big Brother or something, and I'll bring you $50,000.
Speedos, Ronnie. Speedos.
Oh, is that what you want to see? I'll buy it through AfterBuzz's website, banner, Amazon. Boom. Moving on to. So, you know, she kind of got the sense, they all, as a team, got the sense of what they needed to do. Mm-hmm. Arsenio, I just find it funny. Sorry, I paused for a second because I'm just like looking at the comment. He said, and this is, again, great leadership to, if he doesn't like her, which he has some issues with her, he wants to still utilize the talent that she has. So he said in his little confessional interview, he goes, I am trying to kiss her ass every way that I can. And it sort of was what was necessary for this team to do well to push through. Mm-hmm. They clearly were at a point because they've had their confrontation a couple tasks ago, and it kind of like died down for the 1 week initially, then it bubbled up again, and this is at the point where it's like none of them are willing to sit back, but they need to find a way to make it work because Donald's going to keep them together.
That's the difference. Effective leadership with Arsenio and not effective leadership or ineffective leadership with Diana.
And you know what?
If she would have done that, they could have won because they had a pretty good presentation as well, right?
Mm-hmm. And Arsenio even said that Aubrey she is being a good team player. And you know, I mean, I have to be honest with you, you guys. I'm surprised. For the most part. I am surprised because of the dynamic that they have with each other. it's this love-hate dynamic, but it's like you could tell. I don't know if Aubrey is doing it on purpose, if she's trying to manipulate Arsenio on purpose, but Arsenio is taking it, and he's just being
being strategic.
Yeah.
I think Arsenio's smarter
He's
than
just
he's letting us on.
You know what? I have been. It's so weird.
It's
because
not worth it to argue with her.
Well, and for anyone who because the YouTube and the iTunes people, they obviously have a lot to say about even what we say. So I've heard comments of like, oh well, Ronnie will just constantly defend Aubrey regardless. No, I won't. I mean, I do love the entertainer that is Aubrey.
We think so too.
No, but no, I'll say this. You would think if that were the case, I would be one of these people that only saw it in one way, and I'd be like, oh, whatever she says is right. Screw Arsenio. No, actually, I don't. I kind of loved the way he played the game. This task. I kind of said I think he could go further. You know, that's what's so good about this show. You'll watch it, and people that you originally were supporting, you kind of fall off because the way they play.
Of
the gameplay is bad. And then Arsenio has been stepping it up. So I loved everything that he did. He took. Aubrey was supposed to have a task with Teresa. She ran over there to do background vocals, and that was just edited funny.
Yeah, we really don't know.
But it was just brilliant, and so they're just trying to size her up.
Yeah,
and they're doing it just right.
The big issue though, and I don't know how much is with the editing or sound bites or how much she's just playing good television.
Okay.
But you two obviously didn't necessarily take a liking to. Was this the second time we've seen her? I guess the term would be snitching. I mean,
yes, snitching.
Throwing people under the bus,
exactly.
like run over by a steamroller. Second time she's done it. It's
because
just...
I was telling you guys again. I have no problem saying the things that she does incorrect or whatever. I felt like this one was more of a defense, and we didn't see everything.
Defense is when you're being attacked. Dawn even said it. A big statement to make before you won or lost. It's not necessary.
But you know that could be regarding lots of different occasions. I'm just saying, just in fairness, I could be wrong. What this is about, this is discussion. My point is, I felt like what she did the last time, I watched and I was like, oh gosh, come on girl, you probably should not do that. This time, I was like, I don't know that she's 100% like throwing somebody under the bus as much as she's explaining her side of a situation. And it does look bad. It does look bad.
Yeah, she does not. That is not the time or place to explain yourself for one thing. But none of it needed to be said.
Arsenio is not creative. I've been doing all creative. Always, he always has an excuse. He tiptoes around everything.
Well, she also called him. What did she say? Because there was the cheerleader dispute whether they should go the cheerleader. She goes, "Oh, do you have that quote too about the little girl?"
Yes, he said. Basically, she said Arsenio's a girl. Arsenio's the biggest girl on the TV show. We all know he goes home and wears that stuff anyway. So why can't he do it for the task?
But to
that's funny. She says it in the confessional.
See,
it's
that
fine.
was
She's not going to go drop a dime.
That's what makes it so tough to.
When she starts talking to Donald Jr. and just like they can smell that. They know
they don't like that.
They don't like that. It's like they're too savvy for that.
Like it's one thing you say.
Come on.
One thing if she defends herself. It's another thing that out of nowhere you're gonna go. It's shady.
It's just unnecessary, and it's like you know what? That's not playing the game smart. You want to be conniving and manipulating, great. That's not playing the game smart because people can smell that from a mile away.
And you know what? If she wants to look like the star, she should do it in the boardroom in front of everybody, and not like. Closed doors.
What she does is she hits those one-on-one confessionals. Not that she's afraid to tell anyone to their face.
That's fine. The one-on-one
she kills it on
confessionals.
those. You're right.
I loved her idea.
Yeah,
it was. She's good,
guys. I did not think that idea was going to come into fruition just because of the way they were.
Well, talk about the idea, the entire concept. You mean?
Yeah.
Tell us, Kimlai.
Oh, okay then. Just kidding. Her whole cheerleading idea, and then she had the mascot come in, and then she was going to jump in the mascot's arm, and then Arsenio was going to rap, and then he was going to play drums. But like he sent her to go work on the idea that they all created, and then when they got there, Aubrey, oh my gosh,
she's the greatest disaster on television.
Changed the whole thing, but she did it in such a way that I almost believed her. It's like that's a good idea, Aubrey.
And the way she sold him on it.
Yes, and then he walks in with. Like,
Arsenio,
oh my gosh,
you're not going to be drumming anymore, so just work with us, okay?
I mean, it's freestyle, so it really doesn't matter if you're at the beginning or the end.
Like, all of a sudden, it's like, sweet Aubrey.
I did it all for you. I did it all for you. It's all mapped out.
You're still going to drum, okay? So it's okay, calm down.
She is a woman who was going to be a lawyer at some point and ended up doing music.
Oh my God, she should do it.
And reality television. And I think she's really at that point. She's done enough programs. She's infusing the two. Because yes, I forgot for a second.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, she really is project manager because he's coming in and saying, "Oh, okay, yes, the drumming at the end." Like it was the weirdest thing.
He's like, I'm not drumming.
He was pouting.
And then going off those one-on-one interviews in the confessional, she said, "So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this." This was in the one-on-one confessional. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So basically, the only thing he's gonna have to say is he's gonna have to come in here and say, "And thank you." Like, so you sort of stepped, but if you see a perspective of her just being a boss and balling, you know, she just made it happen. So there you go. But I love it.
She's got a fire.
Let's
you guys.
talk about the presentation too.
Yes.
They went out there. I thought Teresa, I was giggling when Teresa and Arsenio were out there and Teresa was being her loud self. And I thought it was cute. And then Aubrey, again, throws him under the bus and is like, I'm the only one who could get anything done. These guys don't know what they're doing. And that was fine.
Yeah,
like,
It's just those unnecessary. I really hope that the producers are telling her to say this because I don't want to think that she's the kind of person that would do stuff like this all the time.
I feel like it's a playful thing.
I feel like she doesn't, but maybe she does.
In my opinion,
I don't know.
It's 100% played on both sides. It's producers knowing we got a girl who's going to give sound bites. Some people are just very good at that. She knows what's going to make a little bit of funny TV. She's not afraid of nobody, and it just works for everybody. I don't think it's, if people judge her, she's fine. She's moving on. It's cool. The task at hand or whatever, the project, I know. I get it.
It's okay. Go.
The project, so basically, it is Teresa and Arsenio. Their concept is them walking out there, being confused, and with the amazing, application on the phone, it solves everything. And it was the cheerleader mascotty, which actually connected when they initially met the representative from Good Sam.
Yeah, because Good Sam, their mascot, their main, which he put, it's a bobblehead. Okay, it's a bobblehead.
Your comment was so funny about that, by the way.
That looks like, it's like Bob's Big Boy. You know, the man that stands outside the burger. It's like that's him. And when you're trying to
Kimlai, you also got to give justice to your funny comment. We're all watching this in the back room, in our huge screening room, which does cost a little bit of cash. Obviously, that's why we push for the Amazon thing. We're watching it, and Kimlai said, because the guy's talking about it takes integrity, all these words that he just put on top of it, and Kimlai goes, all that is held in the bobblehead.
I know, that's a lot of responsibility for that dang bobblehead, okay? That thing.
Sorry if I didn't tell the joke as well as it was. Yeah.
It's like that. All of that on this bobblehead, and they need to create a commercial around this bobblehead.
Yeah, a
jingle. Thank you. And so it's like this bobblehead, which looks just like Bob's Big Boy, but the head's not moving. So it's 50-ish. 50s, 60s, the era of him. And so they're creating a brand around him.
Yes.
And so I didn't get. Well, I kind of got Aubrey.
But he kind of did look like he was wearing a high school Letterman sweater.
Yes. At first, I didn't get where her cheerleading idea was coming from. And the tap dancing. And it was like.
Well, and you know what I'm a fan of? I'm not a fan of, like, spending 1,000 hours sometimes, like, trying to, like, in other words, they set the idea. Yes, this is what we're going to do. Now let's just make that idea the best of what it is. So that's what I definitely appreciated about it, because it was like, I didn't see it either. I didn't see it initially like, oh, wow, we're going to take you to a high school football game or whatever.
Right.
Especially when the guy goes, well, you got to think of the demographic, your grandmother or whatever. And so it did turn into, her vision was like to make it like Pink, the artist, and to also make it like Holla Back Girl, which was Black Eyed Peas, the Gwen Stefani song. And I just thought to myself, it is ironic that, because you think demographic, that's too young. My grandmother loved, and she's 84, she loved the Gwen Stefani Holla Back song because it was fun. And she would, like, if the video would come on, she would enjoy it too because it was fun.
And it's just catchy. Ronnie was singing their song,
you were singing
their jingle, literally
singer.
like 2 minutes after it aired.
Yeah.
So you got to say something about that. That's pretty
It did
good.
all make sense.
Yeah.
It did make sense. I didn't get the tie-in, though, with Teresa and Arsenio walking out with the flashlight. I get that they were lost, okay? And Good Sam is roadside assistance.
savior.
I was like, that is roadside
I
assistance
know,
for
Teresa's
RV
so-
owners.
Oh my gosh.
I
Her
we're
acting was
lost.
terrible.
Oh my goodness, we're in the woods, Arsenio. It's so dark, and I'm with a black man. Thank God we have a flashlight. I didn't get that, and then all of a sudden, I thought that went on a little too long, and
did.
then they had the cheerleaders. It didn't seem very tight.
You were like,
Their
what
whole
does this
skit.
have to do with that?
Yeah.
You're right.
And then the
there was more
rapping.
uniformity and like.
In the
Yeah,
other
okay,
one.
well, then
Oh,
clarity
and then
in
the
the other one.
drums.
Then we should definitely get
Now
to-
I get it all. Get it? Marching band.
Oh, you didn't go to the high school football
Now,
game.
yes,
just
I
yet.
did.
Well, so it was good. All in all, it was pretty good. And
But I wasn't with the band.
We'll
Get it?
Okay, we'll discuss the winner and everything in a second. So,
Okay.
So Forte, Diana, let's at least get to the presentation part for her. So they start
Wow.
off, and again, my notes do say Lisa making fun of Diana about the jingle comment, and again,
Okay, that was.
it was funny.
But she
it
laughed
was
inside.
funny.
She didn't really say anything.
Who did
It
say?
was funny.
Lisa didn't. She's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. But
I
I'm
know.
gonna laugh inside.
I'm a huge stick in the mud in the sense of making fun of somebody, you know, who English singing. I admit it was funny, and I'm not saying you
But
guys
wait,
aren't.
no, the jingle doesn't have anything to do with her English. It was the fact
I
that
thought they were making fun of her because she said jingle, like jingle all the way, like
Well,
Christmas.
they made
Because
fun of
she
it a little,
related-
but that's not why she.
I didn't think it was her English though. I thought it was because she was like jingle. She didn't understand what a jingle was, and so she related jingle
Yeah.
to like Christmas time. Get
yeah.
it?
'Cause,
That had nothing to do with her language.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then listening to Clay explain to Diana what a jingle can be this or a jingle, and she just doesn't know.
It was
She
one of those
just
tasks that
doesn't
was
know.
already bad because like they started off with that, and it just was gonna go worse as we go.
And
I don't even understand why she was the project manager.
Well, that was.
I mean,
the
what do you
choice.
got? Did she
Oh.
pick? I don't even understand.
She
how
did
how
pick. I think she just wanted. She thought she did such a good job last time with Lisa. If
see,
she could be project manager, she would be out of her crossfire. It backfired.
I
on
think
her.
she's
Oh.
very much facing the. I've been in the boardroom 7 times, 6 times, whatever, and I am always like the pretty Miss Universe who has no brain. Like you know, even you not that you sense it, you know what people are assuming about you.
Right.
So I think it was just a validation thing. So I commend her for that. And again, as we go on, I'm gonna be the one who's gonna defend her the most for multiple reasons. I'm assuming, but. Anyways, let's go right into it. Talking to the representative, you know, Clay asked the great question through 1 to 10. Where do we go? You know, as far as what type of performance do you want from us? And the guy says, you know, don't be safe. So they sort of were safe, but you said the 60s theme, 50s theme wasn't safe. Did one of you say that when we were sitting down there? That or was that in the show? Somebody made a point that by going 50s, I thought it was you, Kimlai, by going 50s, 60s, it actually isn't safe because it's unconventional or whatnot.
Oh, no, I think you heard it on the show.
Did I make that
Probably
up?
on the show.
Did I make that up in my mind? Anyway, well, we will talk about where they were going directionally because Clay and Lisa were very much a unit. We're gonna go 50s, 60s. It makes sense. Diana wanted 80s Duran, and it was funny because I was like, "What a cool idea!" But the brilliant Kimlai that she is, she was like, "Ronnie, you got to understand." Like it doesn't match with the theme, and that's when you told me. Sorry, I'm so into this right now.
No, go ahead.
That's when you told me Bob's Big Boy, and I said, "Wow, you're Kim." I'm like so impressed by you being my friend. Like that's so awesome. 'Cause I would have went dumb Diana 80s theme. I would have joined her. Like we would have been Duran and Robert Palmer, Arnold Palmer, whatever. Not the guy.
Arnold Palmer.
Robert.
They mentioned that they started in '66 too, so that's why the guy looks kind of dated, the mascot.
Like Bob's Big
I've
Boy.
said it once.
And when you think of wholesomeness, do you think '80s Duran? No.
Or
you're thinking-
Rumbutt. Or
you're
she thought she
thinking-
said Rumbutt. Oh my gosh.
So that was a Diana mistake, and dummy Ronnie, I would have been right there with her. You know.
you
so.
just, I think
But
that
you're
she
smart.
was
Not
just,
dummy. It's just
yeah, she just doesn't, I just think that she's disabled a bit.
Oh my God.
No, not disabled
know,
like
I know.
her limbs. I know there was a better word. I couldn't think of it, and I was trying to not take too long. At a disadvantage. How's that? I think she's at a bit of a disadvantage because she wanted so bad. Her being a project manager obviously lets her lead the group. Because when she's not leading the group, no one's asking her really to do anything.
She's in the corner.
And so
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that kind of overcame her a bit. And instead of trying to understand the product, which you could look at that bobblehead and see that bobblehead was from the 60s. And if your job is to create a 90-second jingle around that bobblehead, you have to think of the era, that generation that bobblehead is in. You don't just pop out with
Yeah.
Duran.
And Ronnie's made a good point. Like even
love
if
this sentence.
he's made a good point. If you're
Say his name again.
Ronnie. Okay, so even if you're not like familiar with whatever you're trying to sell or the task at hand, you can still be an effective leader. So Diana, you're like the cultural barrier, like you don't know music that well. It's fine. She just wasn't an effective leader.
No.
She should have let Lisa do what she did well, let Clay do what he does well, but instead she just wanted to give her 2 cents because, like you said, she felt like she needed to do something.
And the toughest thing about her is I kind of see where the whole Lisa thing, because they've built the negativity between the two of them already. But I feel like what she could have done was at least, I didn't see the Clay Diana thing coming. Like prediction wise, I would have never saw that. I assume she could have done a better job at that, going right to Clay, saying this is your world.
Yes.
Let's work together. Like I mean, maybe it takes. It's so funny. I don't look at Diana as somebody who has ego, and I'm not saying that she does,
No.
ladies and gentlemen. But
I don't think so either.
But I feel like if she could have buried maybe the little ego that she had and just opened so much up to Clay, it would have been such a smart move. And that's to say the only challenge that would have been there would have been her continuous problems she already has with Lisa. Like maybe Lisa would have felt, if that would have been the route she went, maybe Lisa feels left out, and then it becomes the Lisa Diana bicker. No, no one's a stranger to that.
She should have just kept her mouth shut when Donald came in and been like, I am so lucky. I have Clay here on my team. He's a magnificent singer, songwriter. I got Lisa, who's so intelligent. She's funny.
Making
she knows
words
how to write.
rhyme.
But instead, she's like, Clay's okay, and Lisa's loud.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't
She
think
literally
she gets
committed
it.
suicide
They
with that
were-
one
they-
statement because Lisa's not going to hold back.
They were pretty difficult on her when she tried to contribute. And I think this is just like the glorification of like editing this like, humorous show. Diana had said, oh, we could rhyme the word Sam with truck, and, that does not rhyme.
Okay, would you not
I
be
know
frustrated too if you were Lisa? I mean, this is your
Yeah, yeah,
living.
yeah.
And while Diana talks so much about respect, Ivanka is right. Respect is earned. And that drives me crazy when people get so upset because you don't respect them for who they are when they haven't really earned it. And Diana has not earned respect
Right.
from anybody.
No.
And you don't try to sit down with someone and go, well, let me write with you. You don't learn to be a writer in 10 minutes.
Just a question, I'm trying to like really dig into my
Dig it, Ronnie.
No, just like the fans of Diana, because everyone does have a perspective. That's what makes the show so fascinating.
Sure, that's why we would love people to comment.
Yeah, everyone, the good iTunes word. There's people that are Diana hardcore fans that are just like, I want to see where they're coming from, and I'm just wondering. And this is a comment that I actually came up with while we were watching the show, the way she was and the way she handled herself with Donald. When he came in, and this is when like the eruption between Lisa and Diana kind of took place. And this is not what I think necessarily, but I'm saying, was this her back up against the wall strategy? Diana's a tougher person than Lisa, which is a weird comment because we always think of Lisa as being so mean, but Lisa is breaking.
In a way, yes.
In a way, right. As far as like crying and losing yourself.
Yes.
Diana doesn't do that. She's pretty damn strong in that sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of think what she did and kind of making Lisa go crazy and berserk, I was saying, maybe Diana knows she didn't do that good. This is just a theory. Diana didn't do so good. Let me throw some jabs at Lisa. I'm not going to lose control. Lisa's going to lose control. And I'm going to sit here and, I nudged Lisa to lose it. And
then
but
can go
Donald
in the-
watches that. Yeah, but I could go in the boardroom and...
I can't even repeat the words she said.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
You don't think she's...
I don't
think
think
she's smart
Diana.
enough to think of that?
No, I don't think her mind works. I think she's a very innocent person, Diana.
that's a good way to
and
put it.
I mean, I was
don't
just
think her
wondering-
mind goes to that place of, how can I strategically
I watched too
make
much Big
this
Brother.
woman
More
fall off
naive.
her rocker?
Okay.
I think, I just
Because a Big Brother,
don't think she's got that in her to do that.
A Diana fan would maybe think that's what it was strategy, and I thought maybe there's some strategy behind there. Like she knows she's failing with the team in the sense that no one is getting along with her. She's not contributing. So what can you do with this situation?
And she has no idea what's wrong.
I think
She
she
has no
resorted to
idea.
that in the boardroom because that's all she had. But she, like
Oh,
Kimlai
yeah.
said, she didn't sit there and strategize.
All right.
No, I
It was
think
just
But
an honest-
interesting point.
I
mean,
think she's just a little naive.
maybe
and
I
she's
would
just
do
a little
that.
young. And who
Okay.
in their right mind would want to go up against the witty tongue of Lisa?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Wait,
we would
time
all
out, though.
probably lose.
No, wait.
I would
She's
hide.
so fast.
I'd cower.
I don't know, but did Diana get trumped by Lisa?
The whole time in the boardroom.
Yes.
She can't keep up, Ronnie.
Besides
This is
I
when you
know.
start to
Besides
feel.
the low blows, Lisa ripped her a new one.
And then Diana's
then
only.
if she
What?
did- okay.
Are you confused?
No, I'm
I
just
get
saying.
a sense that. Okay.
No, I'm just saying if she got ripped a new one, how was Diana able to be so? Unless you're saying that she's this dumb, How
No,
is
I'm
that?
not saying she's dumb at
No,
all.
my question is like, how was she able to just take it? Like, take
Okay.
it so well?
First of all, the comments were so fast,
Yeah.
so good. They were really good comments. I mean, like Clay said, pretty much everything she said, maybe not the way she said it, but everything she said was correct.
Yeah.
And I think that Lisa, she's so sharp with her tongue, and I really do
goes
think
past
it
her
went
head.
right over Diana's head.
And
True.
It doesn't mean
besides-
she's dumb.
Yeah.
It just went
was
over
just
her
over
And
her
just
head.
because you can control your emotions doesn't mean that you're necessarily smarter or stronger.
Right.
Just
Okay.
because you don't cry
I mean,
doesn't mean you're strong.
I feel like they're just great questions because obviously we somewhat all agree in the way. Like this was the one where it was like Diana for sure was leaving. So I just feel like for the sake of an audience, we gotta like try to see a different side of it. But I guess
No,
really,
and
Diana
I love
buried
it.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
nice
just trying.
that you're actually being sympathetic
You
to
tried.
her.
It was good, Ronnie.
You're
did good.
making efforts for
you
Diana,
did
but
good.
no.
Did were we all right on that, saying that she was going to be the one voted off?
It was the one
when
episode
we made our predictions
Kimlai
earlier.
called it.
Yeah. No.
Did you too, or no?
I
Who did
didn't,
you think
but
was going to
then-
get voted off?
No, it was very evident like the whole time. Remember
Once
we
the
stopped
show
the DVR.
started, Diana
Remember we
was, like,
stopped the
obvious.
DVR. I said, "Ooh, why? I got to see that clip again. Why was that foreshadowed clip?" Remember we stopped the actual show to look at it. We knew something was going on. Before we get into the boardroom, we obviously jumped to it just for a little bit because.
Oh God.
Well, because it was
We're
so
already-
no, because it was so
Whoa.
important. Well, we'll just backtrack for a second as
Got
far
it.
as the task. Let's just talk about the difference in tasks. We know what Arsenio's team did. Let's talk about what they did. So we did. It was very Bob's Big Boy. It was the '60s. It was a great little song.
It was a radio show.
It was the first thing that
liked
we
it.
saw. So I thought this was going to be the big win, but it didn't win.
I did. Well, you know what? I wrote. They covered everything in the jingle. They had the RV, the roadside assistance. They even brought the smartphones, talking about how it's now available on smartphones, which taking you from the '60s to now.
You had
You
said
know?
that, and you were like giving him tons of credit because they were the first team we saw. But then the other team ended up saying, "No,
I
the other team
know.
ended up using the same kind of our smartphone app." Or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, my point is not that wasn't a great catch, but I'm thinking that was very important. Like we don't see everything within the editing, so
The other team had, I was going to call him Bob's Big Boy.
They are.
Good Sam out there the whole time. He was completely a part of it. Arsenio had him, was shouting him out during the rap. And, his face is
But wait,
heaven or
wasn't
something
he out
like
the
that.
whole time during Fortes?
No, for a second at the end, he came out.
speaking on who?
For Lisa and Clay's team, he wasn't
Forte?
out the whole time. Forte.
Oh, I thought-
And
I sort of saw
the
that-
brand messaging kind of got lost.
You're right.
The theme was there,
I need
cute
to-
60s theme, but the brand messaging,
but
And it wasn't
I was
catchy.
wrapped up in their era.
It
wasn't catchy.
It was put on the era aspect was put on so
The
well.
theme was
I
was
tried so hard to
awesome.
find something that I didn't like about it, and the only I told you guys this. The only thing that I didn't like was I felt like Lisa. Because they did talk about
Oh,
it when in the editing, or not in the editing, but in the
This was a good
leading
point.
up to it. She just was a little quick with her message. Like her message got lost. That the only thing I caught was
Did
maybe
it scare you?
No, I just don't like. I didn't love the way she. Lisa's a very scary woman. I think that could have been slowed down a little bit,
Right.
or connecting more. I don't know, something. But then this isn't like just if I had to critique, but it was nice. I was
thought
almost.
it was tight. I think I had rose-colored glasses on because I was staring at Clay and he looked so cute.
And he
in
sang
that
the heck
era.
out of that song.
He
He has a
sang
great
so
voice.
good in those polka-dotted dresses, and they all looked just so cute. It just seemed so.
Were you shocked?
They were so tight.
Look, I guess we could go to the boardroom. Were you shocked when? Oh, well, the only other comment that I thought was funny, and I don't really know where she was going with this, when they were talking about songs and what to do. Diana suggested you should add a little pink to it or a little yellow to it. And I mean, we could say pink like the musician as far as like what Aubrey was trying to do.
But that wasn't it.
Well,
That wasn't it.
This
Is
would
that
be,
like music terms? I don't know.
No,
maybe,
because
maybe
Clay made a
I'm dumb.
joke.
Maybe I don't know.
Clay made a
Maybe
joke.
we don't-
Remember, he goes, "Why don't we add a little green to it?"
But I mean, maybe Diana's so far advanced. I'm giving her more credit again. Maybe Diana's so far advanced. She's like has terms that we don't even know.
No, I think that's her way of trying, because they did
Contributing.
spend 45 minutes trying to explain to her. She's not from here, so
Yeah.
she's obviously not going to know the different styles of music that are here.
I like the way you said it puts her at a disadvantage. So
Mm-hmm.
basically letting, the knowledge of like, it's not that she's bad, but in this environment, it does make it a little more difficult for her to even understand. In the boardroom,
That's like
they-
Besides the
what if we
language
went to
of
her
culture?
country?
well, I don't even want to do all.
We wouldn't even
necessarily-
know,
Yeah, but,
you know?
but the point is like she said they did talk about that 45 minutes just for her to understand what
Mm-hmm.
sort of what the task was, and she I give her credit. She did say, and that 45 minutes was valuable. I mean, the credit that I give her is just that she does support herself. She doesn't shake. She doesn't weigh. But you're kind of maybe convincing me that
the fact
maybe it's because everything's going over.
The fact that she has to justify, it's not a good use of your time.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the project manager, but this is not a music lesson. It's not a good use of your time.
Yeah. Well.
And do we want to say what they said they didn't like about the team?
Yeah, definitely do it.
It was too conservative, no Diana, and not enough brand messaging.
This was for Forte.
Yes, for Forte. For Unanimous, they said it was too sexy. Teresa could have contributed more to the performance, but they said it was catchy, good integration of the mascot. Arsenio and Aubrey's performances were great. So
I
didn't love Arsenio's performance.
I didn't either, and I didn't see Aubrey's boobs.
You didn't. We both.
I didn't.
I
I didn't think
boobs.
her outfit was too sexual or too sexy at all.
it was really tight, and they were out.
It wasn't that it was too
was like-
sexy. It was
They
that
were?
it was that it was Celebrity Apprentice. You knew, like, this is a point where you're judging on, like.
Is that
the
not
fact-
what cheerleading outfits look like?
The mascot's
she-
an angel, you guys. He has a halo on
I didn't
his
notice
head.
that as
if
much.
they're gonna have cheerleading outfits, stick with this like old school theme and wear turtlenecks and like
There's other
and
cheerleaders. I get it. Yeah.
long skirts. Okay,
you gotta
he's
think
got a
the
freaking
fall
halo.
football games. She was thinking like holla back girl. She plugged into but I mean we love it. So it's
Who drives an RV? Families, middle America.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like retired
you must
people.
have been taking those great notes when we saw what we saw, but you just knew the way the show was edited that you would
I
at
thought
least-
she looked cute.
Yeah. No, she did, but I
But
mean,
I wasn't
looked
looking at
cute.
that.
In
I
this-
guess I was looking at her face. She had that
the little drawings. And stuff.
metallic stuff on her face, and
yeah.
she was kind of being cheesy. So I guess I wasn't looking at that.
yeah.
And then I was trying to figure out how everything tied in.
Yeah,
So-
it did, but it did because
seemed
they won.
long.
It did
It
because
seemed
they
really
won, which I'm
long.
so excited because now Arsenio gets to put more money into what he's working on with Magic
Yes.
Johnson, which I think is great. So
Yeah.
again, this is like the reason I watch the show is I love the charity payoff, but I mean the drama's fun too, of course. Diana goes to war with those two.
Wow.
Does
I
she-
know not much happened in the boardroom with Arsenio, Teresa, and Aubrey. I mean, it was pretty quiet, and they were a pretty cohesive team.
Do you think
Very.
they knew they were winning because they were
They-
really supporting each other?
You know what? I think they're all
I
just
think they're all
seriously,
smart.
yeah. Then they're just trying to get along.
Even
they're
Teresa's
trying
smart?
to play the game. You know what?
She's
I like
smart
seeing.
enough.
I like seeing this side of Teresa. I have to be honest with you because she's a wackadoodle on New Jersey Housewife. Okay, so to see this side of her and that she actually
true.
could be real a little bit and
Yeah.
and quiet.
She's smart.
I like it.
By choosing to be a floater, she's smart. By choosing to support her team, she's smart. By Arsenio sitting there and saying, Aubrey did great. And not
Yeah.
saying she
But-
freaking took
so-
over the whole time.
It's weird
They were
because
good.
Donald usually doesn't let you have those like hallelujah moments. He usually is like, but really, Arsenio, did she?
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
So I was a little surprised by
did.
Oh
that.
my lord, he does not need to have one of those moments with what's Diana and Lisa.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Well, yeah,
maybe
let's-
he
Tonight, I couldn't
realized
stop
we
laughing.
were going to get enough drama, so.
It was horrible, and then it got to a point where it didn't even make sense. And Diana was telling
painful.
her to respect people, and if you giving her tips on how to succeed in this business, I mean, that's Diana. You know how you said there's some things that Lisa doesn't need to say.
Yes, like you're the Lou Ferrigno of
Yeah,
women.
you're.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
you're the female Lou Ferrigno, excuse
Yes,
me.
but I think with Diana, see, and this is where I think that there's a lot of naivety with Diana, and there's not really that mean streak in her because her comeback is, you need to learn how to be in this business, and if you're going to have any success, and that's her just really reaching.
Yeah,
Lisa's really reaching is a lot more hurtful.
it's
It
not.
gets a
Then
little
Diana's-
too personal.
It's not always a formula, but you definitely know the person's on that raft, like just trying to not drown in the sense that they say the same thing as always. Her defense was always, they didn't respect me.
She wasn't,
But-
and she wasn't listening.
You know what?
Diana doesn't listen.
Diana has a good point. Like in business, you can't cross that line. You can't be that rude. But I don't think Lisa would be doing business with someone like her anyways.
That's
No.
what makes the show so good. You put those two together.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on? We do know that Diana does get voted off in.
I do. When we
the
come-
highest fashion we've ever seen. Donald just rolled out the red carpet.
He needed to.
It was as if she didn't get fired. I thought she got promoted. I mean,
You've been here
you
for
have
7
been
times. but-
7 times, and you have faced adversity. I mean, he definitely sided with her the entire show.
Oh yeah,
And you know,
he said
you know what, you guys? I want to there's something, Ivanka had said some stuff to her.
Okay.
But I think we're going to take a quick commercial
Yes.
break. And then when we come back, we're going to wrap up the boardroom. and take it from there. Take us away.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz?
Hello, what do you want to buzz about? Oh!
Oh, yeah!
I
Me in my dance class. Wait. How do you do it?
Go ahead, Kimlai.
Wait, I can't even do it anymore.
I want to say that
Ain't no. Oh.
I want to say that some of the girls that were used in that Hollaback video were from.
Were they there tonight?
No, were from Carson High School, which is a high school that was near where I grew up. So I thought it was like interesting that came up. Actually, that wasn't that interesting, but I just said it. Anyways, we are binging. We are doing AfterBuzz, the after show on Celebrity Apprentice. Such a great show, and there's always the best thing I think about this show, and it's so different than. We do like 40 shows here at AfterBuzz, and like some of them are scripted, some of them are reality TV, and even like you do Revenge, Alina does The Housewives of Atlanta, and it's like I don't feel like there's a lot of shows like this because we're dissecting reality television because some people put it on as a show,
Right.
we know that, but also like business. But also Donald is just crazy. It's definitely a different breed.
Celebrities, reality.
I feel like I take my notes even different. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, you do Revenge. It's
Competition.
It is completely different. I told you when we came back, we had that hiatus with Revenge for like 4 weeks, and we were still doing Apprentice every week, and then coming back to Revenge. I mean, it's a serious drama, and I remember the first one, Dorinda and I came back, and it was like, funny, we laugh. It's like, this is serious stuff, but I can't get Celebrity Apprentice out of my head.
It's a different beast.
Totally.
I feel one thing I love about Celebrity Apprentice, and I like the other shows too. Kimlai does a great job on Revenge during the after show. We did the Sing Off earlier, which was a competition show
was
too.
fun.
Alina, I believe, will be doing New York Housewives when that comes through. She did the Atlanta one. It's just we do so many shows here, but a Celebrity Apprentice, I love. I don't want to say like the advantage you get out of it, but the fact that we even get to sit and talk about business, and then it makes you like question, like, oh my God, did I do that wrong in my own career?
Right.
It's fun to watch. It's like a little bit of fun. It's a little bit of education, and then I love the charity aspect. You know, that's like that's like my thing. Like, anyways, I don't want to go dwell
Too
on
bad
it.
it's so short,
Yeah.
but there's so much juice.
Yeah, Ivanka, she obviously always stands out. We didn't have her last week.
She's so smart.
What did you say at one
I
point?
want to go to lunch with her. Ivanka, if you're watching,
What do they say? The company that you keep.
come to LA. I'll take you to Dos Tacos.
Kimlai wants to be her best friend.
I want to be your BFF.
Because the company you keep does make like kind of not validate you, but like it rubs off.
You always want to surround yourself with people that are as smart as you or smarter. You want to be around people that you can learn from.
In Celebrity Apprentice, they
Absolutely.
always
That's how you
it's
grow.
all business.
That's my thing for the day.
If you got to this is
I like that.
sort of it's not off topic. If you got to pitch a show for Ivanka, like that's let's say Ivanka spins off her own reality concept, or you're pitching your own television project. What would you pitch to Ivanka? Would it be?
It has to do with reality.
Like just,
TV?
yeah, something like you get to pitch a television project that she's gonna greenlight. You know what I mean? She's venturing off into the world of like Oprah, like developing different shows. What would you pitch to her?
I would probably pitch like a foodie travel show.
Yeah.
Go behind the scenes and really dig deep as to why people do what they do, why they travel where they travel, why they're eating what they're eating, and the different cultures,
it.
the different types of foods. And I think you would dig it,
Yeah.
Ivanka.
I'm sold. Well.
I just want to see a reality
I don't even
show
sell
with
myself
her.
on that
Yeah.
one, but thank you.
Isn't she a mom now?
Yeah.
She
She's
is.
a mom.
Business.
She's a wife, a businesswoman.
She's a business.
Donald Trump's daughter.
Yeah,
And I don't want it scripted at all. I just really want to see.
Yeah. That would be fun. Like you go to one.
Ooh, to see a humanitarian aspect of her.
Yeah, and you go. Yeah, you should do like
So she
one.
should come with me doing food and travel stuff.
It could be lavish one second because Ivanka obviously lives that lavish lifestyle, but like it could be also very eye-opening for her. I don't know. We could go on and on about it, and that's what Celebrity Apprentice does. It opens your mind. You start thinking these ideas.
Right.
Anyway, what did you want to say?
Speaking of Ivanka,
Yeah, do it. Bing it.
perfect.
Go.
Okay, so we were talking a little earlier about Diana and how, is she dumb? Is she not dumb? And no one thinks Diana is dumb. But there seems to be a disconnect when it comes to listening to what somebody says to her. I mean, it's one thing, I'm sure she hears it, but she's not like really listening. And Ivanka even called her out on it tonight because throughout the episode, you know, people are saying things to her and you are left there wondering, did she hear what she just said? Because she didn't really answer. She just went to something else. And in the boardroom, Ivanka was asking her a question. And again, she didn't answer it. And I'm not saying this because she is a pageant person, but it reminds me of people that are in pageants when they're up on the stage and during the evening gown question. You know, when the judge asks you. Whoa.
That's a great
When the judge asks you a question, or they pull that, you know, question out of the fishbowl, you know, and they're asking you something and you don't answer. You give an answer, but it's to something else because you really haven't heard the question.
Yeah.
I hate that. And it's like, God, hate such a strong word, huh? It is. But anyways,
you really
I dislike that.
Yeah.
I have a strong opinion about that. And so it seems tonight, Diana did the same thing. And Ivanka asked her the question. She didn't answer. And then who called her out?
Donald Jr. He said, Diana, you did not answer the question.
And she
Do you think
tried
you're
answering.
an effective leader?
But she didn't. She answered without answering the question. It's like, did you not hear? It made me go, did you? You weren't even listening.
And it's funny because you said it before Donald Jr. did.
Oh, I can't
No,
help myself.
it's
She did.
true.
No, I'm telling. I've said this before. I said this when Aubrey was in our studio. I was like, "Listen, if there was a new Apprentice, which they did one a couple years ago, where the theme wasn't everybody, it was you recession hurts you and you're trying to build back." I remember I auditioned for it. They called me back too.
Aww.
Point is, I always say if there was another Apprentice, like I know Kimlai's a very sweet person.
Oh,
and we
I
all
didn't even know that's where you were going.
We love her humor, but I was like, if they do a regular Apprentice, watch out, world, because Kimlai will just. She is something special. Anyways, we'll use our news.
Lisa, one last thing.
Yes,
what
go.
Lisa said, this is not Celebrity Miss Universe. This is Celebrity Apprentice.
And that was funny.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
That wasn't attacking English as a second language.
No, no,
okay,
not at all.
Lisa, I could appreciate you. And Lisa's a witty, great person. I'm not saying that she's not. Let's use the news and gossip section real quick, and I'm going to do some Twitter stuff. News and gossip, and go.
AfterBuzz
TV news. Okay, I just wanted to use our news and gossip section just to kind of further say what Alina was talking about earlier, how like cool the iTunes comments and rating has been for us because we've been communicating. Some of the tweets we have, Deborah Anderson, her at Twitter sign is at DDA1.
Oh, yeah.
And what I really like about her, she's tweeting all the cast members, letting them know, like, you should come talk with the AfterBuzzers.
That's
which
awesome.
Is great.
That was very cool.
Grant Rudder, who is also an AfterBuzzer here, he said that his prediction was we were going to get a double elimination. So sadly, Grant, brilliant idea, but you were wrong.
Grant, you were wrong. But we were tweeting back and forth. Okay, I don't know them by their names, just their Twitter names. So I'm like, Grant Rudder. It's Grant Michael R.
Yeah, R for Rudder. And then we also have John TC, who's actually been tweeting with us a lot.
Yes, talked to him today.
Oh, you know these people.
It was so how weird.
Basically.
He was talking about Aubrey crushed it once again, and while others wrote her coattails, the hashtag he wrote was she should be the CA winner, so Celebrity Apprentice winner.
Hey, you know what? She did do a good job tonight. She did do a good job tonight.
And you guys, Chris Mingy and Beno, who sends me messages.
Okay.
Is that like B-E-N-O?
B-E-N-O. She always gives me really good input. Follow her at Connie McChicken.
Oh, chicken. Okay, good.
Oh, gosh.
We, of course, have Adrian, who loves the show. And then we have Aubrey O'Day TNA Army. So TNA like Army. They just wanted a little shout out because they always support our show. And they
absolutely.
They rebroadcast us.
Good job tonight, Aubrey. Good job.
Well, no, that's not her. It's her people. But
I know, but I'm giving her a shout out.
Cool. Wraps up the news.
Jeez, Ronnie. Well, I think we have a little bit more news, too, because
real quick,
we've got Phil
Ceviche.
Phil Ceviche in the booth that wants to give us a little news about Ceviche.
Why is that
yo
my name?
yo.
That's not my name.
Oh, he's rapping now.
Anyway, no, you guys don't always listen to all the podcasts out there. I know.
We can't
I
do
know. For that, I
everything,
can't fault you,
really.
but I did bring Kimlai to Adam Carolla's podcast, and she had a lot of fun, right, Kimlai?
I did. I am now a fan. Okay, I didn't even know who he was till last night. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out Adam Carolla. No, it was great. It was a great show. I laughed my booty off.
And that venue.
Anyway, the reason why I bring that up is Penn Jillette, after he got fired, he called into Adam Carolla's podcast, and the phone connection was really terrible. But Penn went off about the whole thing. And, it was a good conversation. I'm not going to get into it. It's just a little tease into it. But Penn also has his own podcast called Penn's Sunday School. And he did an awesome episode about a music video that he did. And he wanted to do it with Clay Aiken. He does about 45 minutes introing the song. And without further ado, I'm going to let Marissa play the song. It's called Clay Aiken by Penn Jillette. And it's by Penn Jillette. Like, the song is called Clay Aiken by Penn Jillette. Enjoy.
All right.
So set up in my life. You got your iPad 3, you got your iPhone 4, have the iPad to the iPhone before. Steve Jobs is dead, Apple jobs overseas. Dormitory living, working factories in the music video. For the plastic they're making, well, I'm having public hearts with Clay Aiken. That's my job. I've been pathetically, that's my job. I'm a celebrity. If working life gets you to the point I'll bring it. You're not hanging with Arsenio and Clay Aiken. Yeah, you're not on celeb with Arsenio and Clay Aiken.
Is that Tia?
Yes,
Meanwhile,
she's back.
back in the jungle.
You got a diamond from your love, you'll be dressed in the nines.
Yeah, the diamond is forever like the treacherous mines.
Paying no money with the child laborers.
Around Zimbabwe and their African neighbors. Families left behind for the carbon they get.
They're not hanging with Arsenio, the hungry pensioner.
And $1,000 sandwich on $1 million cent. That's my job. I've been pathetically, that's my job. I'm a celebrity. If your working life makes you suffer and sweat, can't have fun being fired.
Like the pensioner.
Those 5 weeks in New York City with the art of the deal, begging for Trump's imprimatur. 5 weeks in New York City in November could feel like a mere 5 minutes underwater. Cut it out. It's an outbreak, and there ain't no cure. Gotta send some doctors to Kuala Lumpur. American heroes, some hexachlorophene, emergency measures, and quarantine. While they're barely hanging on, there's no mistaking. They ain't playing the apprentice game with Penn and Clay Aiken. That's my job. I've been pathetically, that's my job. Stupid celebrity. While you're going from one bad job into another, we're having public heart-to-heart with each other. That's my job. I've been pathetically, that's my job. I'm a celebrity.
All right, Penn Jillette. What do we think, Kimlai?
I like that he brought Tia Carrere back and
yeah, D. Snyder.
D. Snyder. Yeah, Paul Sr.
Why not? Have fun with it.
Oh, and there's Adam Carolla.
See?
So was that a diss to Clay, or that was I love you, Clay?
I could barely understand.
I couldn't tell.
No, he supports Clay.
Oh, okay. So that was.
He likes Clay. He likes Arsenio. I don't think he likes everyone else.
Oh, this my shit. This my shit. This my. Oh.
This is just so
That's
funny.
it?
This is so funny to me on it, just where we're at as far as like, you do the show, but then let's say you do a show years ago, you didn't really get to like say what you feel. This is kind of like what he did. He gets to have his opinion, the Twitter thing. You really get to kind of.
I'm digging it.
It's like you do these shows now. You as the person kind of ultimately get the last, not the last laugh, but you get to like explain your side of the story. And that's kind of what he did. He made it funny, comedic. I'm glad he didn't really diss anybody necessarily.
Right.
It kind of hurts.
But I couldn't understand. Yeah. I
mean, I don't know though.
I wasn't sure.
I
liked it. I liked it, and I so am going to be listening in on those podcasts now. We'll be downloading Adam Carolla's
real
too.
Quick, I did see the right there in Universal City, which is here in Los Angeles. An amazing place to do a podcast. We've done one for AfterBuzz, but I also, and then you saw the Adam Carolla one. What a big 3-level spot, promoting the whole podcast world, which is great. I actually got to see Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman do one there once, and that I thought was awesome. So I missed this one, but it's such a cool thing. So the podcast world is growing, and we love that because you get it's communication at the end of the day. So shall we do predictions right now?
Okay, let's do it.
And now,
And how about a shout out
AfterBuzz TV
to our engineer extraordinaire. Her name is Marissa. Her friends call her Mars.
And why? Because
Hey,
Asians
everyone.
rock.
Yes.
That's right.
Asian sensation. That's right. That's right.
Oh, and also another shout out to TNA, which stands for
TNA?
No, Tennessee Army, and I thought it was like TNA, like there you go. Prediction. So we're down to 5 people. I did sort of think maybe there would be a double elimination, but there's not. Gosh, what do I see is happening?
How many weeks do we have left?
Well, they'll probably take it down to the final 3 as the finale. And you know what's even more funny is all the people, the contestants, have got to kind of speak what they felt like. But all those finales are all of them back together. So we'll probably do a live choosing of the winner, you know. I mean, I think
Teresa's going to go soon.
She's the floater.
You took it at him.
She's the floater. The only thing is, like, no one is exposing floaters in this show. I mean, I always, like, link like some people will link how they vote based off, like, other shows.
Yeah.
Survivor, you do it a certain way. In Big Brother, if you're a floater, you're going home. For some reason, no one's addressing that. I don't know.
Not yet. But I think she's going to go. I think the last 2, I think it's going to be Clay and Arsenio.
I think it's going to be Clay and Aubrey. No.
As the final 2?
No, you're right.
The hardest
That's
thing,
my prediction. That's mine.
Yeah, the hardest thing about Aubrey is she's such a target that I've seen it on other
Exactly.
shows
That's
like
why.
Survivor, Big Brother, whatever, where just so much as a target. I think her win was just what she's done as far as, you know, getting her name out, her charity, the whole deal.
Yeah, she has a new
she's
single
too
out.
opinionated.
Everyone who's in the top 5 right now, Lisa is winning because people didn't know necessarily her struggle to make it, how many years she's done it, writing for Rolling Stone. Arsenio has been such an amazing human. Like, personally, I think we'll see even more of him next week because he'll have the payoff with Magic Johnson. Clay, I didn't think Clay was going to be this strong. He's kick ass, and his music is great too. His
smart.
voice. So everyone who's still in is a winner, except for Teresa. Not that she's not.
We love her.
Not
Come
that
on
she-
now.
Not that she's not a winner, but the other 4 are like winners. Like they're winners.
You just haven't
She's so
seen
cute
her yet. You
and
just haven't seen it.
enthusiastic on the show.
Her kids are winners. Don't they're on the show a lot? All right. Well, anyways, thank you so much. If you want to continue the conversation, which obviously Twitter, I'm getting
I
comments
know,
as
it's
we
great.
go.
You guys, this has been amazing going back and forth.
Let them know where they
tweeting.
can follow you, Kimlai. I follow you.
Follow me at Kimlai Yingling.
Yes. And if you want to talk about business, Celebrity Apprentice style, the whole deal, she is, I guess you would say like a mogul in the making, or not in the making, but a mogul herself with her website, which is called Eating Asian,
Asian, there's no G.
And it's a, how do you describe your website?
It's, you know what, it's a fascination with the Asian culture, so everything is on there. We've got a whole bunch of interviews we're getting ready to go do.
Yeah.
Go out and shoot a bunch of people with a camera, not a gun, with a camera. Asian food, the Asian culture, Asian traditions, Asian meaning everything.
Definitely something that needs to be spun off.
Because that's Asian.
Definitely something that needs to be spun off into a television program at some point.
Sure.
So I'm really excited
Sounds
about
good
that.
to me.
Kimlai, I'm always so impressed by you. Alina, same thing.
You guys follow me on Twitter at _ALINA23.
All right. If you want to follow me, it's at Ronnie Jr Media. That's my Twitter handle. And of course, always follow us here at AfterBuzz. Another great Celebrity Apprentice after show. We had a great time. We miss our
you guys.
other co-host, Kristen Carney.
come back.
She's over there sweating the small stuff. That's her website too. So thank you so much, Marissa, also. And I guess we're out of here, Kimlai.
We're out.
All right.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. What's up, Aubrey?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.